There we go. Excuse me. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Let me just move some stuff around here on my side. There we go. All right. And then I think that should work out okay. Move this over here a little bit. Let's get some music rolling, but not too loud. There you go. Got this rolling on. Hey eTrev, hope you guys are all doing okay. Spot Bitcoin news came out today, but Bitcoin just got a massive pump and dump, so we're going to be talking about this here because, oh baby, is it going to be kind of a weird moment here. There we go. All right, so 1 second here, guys. I'm just double checking one of my positions here to make sure it's still okay. What I need to do very fast is open this up on my end. And I need to have a stop loss here of, let's just say, $45,000. I put a trade in a little bit ago. My stop loss is now going to be $45,000. And basically, if that hits, I'll be fine. I'll still make a little bit of money, but not as much money as I want to. But this is the big moment here, guys. So let me do a couple things here. Where are we going here? Where is that? Notifications. There we go. So here's the big one. Let me see if there's anything else. No, okay. So this is breaking news from Watcher Guru. We'll see if this is 100% accurate. I'm going to go on CNBC, Fox Business, and look at those very fast. But breaking news, the SEC approves all spot Bitcoin ETFs. This is the Van Eck, Bitwise, Fidelity, Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, ARK Invest, Grayscale, BlackRock, Wisdom Tree, and Invesco Galaxy. So a lot of news happening right here. But despite all this news, let me move some stuff on my end here. Despite all this news, Bitcoin went up for a few seconds, but then it came crashing back down. I had to go run to make sure my stop losses were in effect as far as it came to Bitcoin, because for members out there, I put out a member video just like an hour ago, talking about buying right here and hoping for a pop. This pop happened so fast because I was walking to go get my mail that basically I missed the pop, and by the time I get back here, I'm posting a telegram saying, hey, Bitcoin's booming. Oh, the news. Then all of a sudden, I see another alert from my phone, and it's like, oh, Bitcoin's now down 2% in 1 minute or something, or 5 minutes. So like, this is a wild one right here. And hey, Haram, I'll keep on saying this here, and I'll even put a little bit of a note. The Bitcoin ETFs have been approved. That's really the big thing right now. But overall, guys, as far as like how I'm doing okay. Woke up a little bit tired. I got the house back to myself again, so been playing a lot with Loki and taking him outside and go wandering and stuff like that in the backwoods and whatnot. But yeah, I'm doing okay. A little tired as always. I smoked a cigar last night with you guys, which was really nice. I love that cigar. And now I just working on some tutorials for you guys. Actually, that's been the thing. But big news for today, spot Bitcoin ETF has been approved. Bitcoin's price action has been insane. This is just the 1 minute chart, and you're seeing how volatile this is. Let me just kind of show you guys from a percentage standpoint. We went up $1,300 in 5 minutes. Well, in about 4 minutes. And then we proceeded to crash down $2,400 in 3 minutes. So that volatility was insane. But this is the big news right now. What I'm going to do is actually go over here to CNBC. And there we go. SEC approves Bitcoin ETFs for trading. This is some great news for all of us. Now, I thought it was coming Wednesday, or people had started to move it from Wednesday to Thursday. So I was like, okay, well, it's coming this week. But they decided to do it today. Surprising everybody. So let's just kind of read through this article here. I doubt it's going to be very long just because it is breaking news. Yeah, and we're not going to read all this, by the way, because a lot of this is regurgitated stuff from the previous articles that they think we won't know, but they regurgitate a lot of information here. But basically, the Securities and Exchange Commission has approved rule changes for applications to allow the first Bitcoin ETFs in the United States, paving the way for the long-awaited funds to begin trading as soon as this week. That's going to be great. The better the data comes out this week, the better Bitcoin should do. The decision will likely lead to the conversion of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which holds about $29 billion of the cryptocurrency, into an ETF, as well as the launch of competing funds from mainstream issuers like BlackRock iShares. The approval could prove to be a landmark event in the adoption of cryptocurrency by mainstream finance, as the ETF structure gives institutions and financial advisors a familiar and regulated way to buy exposure to Bitcoin. They really do want to see regulation as far as like the big finance companies, just so they can have some type of insurance around it. So if they lose a bunch of money, they can get that money back from insurance, basically. All right, so basically, we're not going to read the rest of this because this is not really too important. It's all kind of that regurgitated stuff I talked to you guys about before. But here, again, Bitcoin got slammed. It's holding on right now. We pretty much bounced off that support level that we've been talking about. Let's go to an hour chart here, and you can just kind of see how wild this is. Oh, we also bounced off a 50 moving average here, which is kind of nice. But basically, we're seeing some really, really good stuff here. That's kind of the gist of all this. Now, if you guys can, please like the stream. Please share the stream. Please comment as much as you guys would like. I'm going to try to use this moment as a big pump up thing right here. And let's see right here. But guys, I'm doing well, thank you. Riot and Coin are dropping though. Probably because they don't really have as much access to making money off of those products, and the fact that Bitcoin just went through this crazy shakeout, probably not surprising here. But those are stocks. They have to do earnings and stuff like that. You guys can see the volatility, and remember, this is happening after hours for the market. It's not going to be as it's not going to act as your traditional stock market stock here. Basically, what you're seeing is it had the pop just like Bitcoin. And then, oops, we just saw that Bitcoin had the drop, right? Except for the technicals of this are kind of like more like an altcoin than Bitcoin, if that makes sense. Here's the daily chart, right? This is more like an altcoin, not necessarily Bitcoin. As weird as that sounds, because I posted a video for the members out earlier today, and I was talking about how altcoins, I think it all kind of starts off with Ethereum. Altcoins are just definitely not hitting it right now. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you want to see them go higher and higher as Bitcoin's making these new relative highs in this bull market cycle. You want to see Ethereum do it, and I ended up actually drawing this trend line right here, and we tapped right on it, got rejected, and maybe we have an opportunity to break out later on. But yeah, you are right about those Coinbase and stuff like that coming down, and so far Bitcoin's still getting down, and there you go. You saw a lot of stop losses get hit right there, mine included. So I am walking away with this trade with a profit, but my gosh, this might be sell the news type of move here. So before you just keep watching me, make sure your portfolios are handling this accordingly. I'm okay with the profit I made off of this trade because I already scaled out partially of it. I told you guys that a few days ago, and I even bought some a few minutes ago, but I missed out on the selling opportunity. I should have had a little bit better of a stop loss. I'll survive. But yeah, this thing is Bitcoin's getting slammed right now, so it is a sell the news type of event, which really sucks because over the last few days we've been pumping up quite a bit. Here's a second chart when it comes to Bitcoin. They're trying to hold on, but this doesn't really have much to do with technicals. It has a lot to do with people flushing out, selling, and people trying to heavily short Bitcoin at this point. We should be celebrating with a big fat joint. What do you call? Oh, my cigars are upstairs, but if you guys really want me to, I can pull out a cigar. I don't know what my lighter is though. I still got my cedar stick here. Cedar sticks. I got multiple cedar sticks. But yeah, so now it's pretty much what happens to Bitcoin now. I would still say this is great for Bitcoin in the long term. It just means that more institutional money is going to be coming in here. I'm not overly concerned with Bitcoin's price action at the moment. We knew there was going to be some extreme volatility. In fact, I put out like 3 videos saying, get ready for volatility. But this volatility, when you see it in person, you see it live, it's always just crazy because we just went from 45,000 to 45,500. We're probably going to pop back up to 46,000. And you're seeing these rapid moves when typically if I were to just keep this at scale and we go back to before this, you see how like there's not really much going on, right? It happens over lots of time. See a little bit here. Or maybe I'm not even at the point where, oh no, this is actually also the volatility. Normally it looks like this, right? You can see where volatility was introduced into the market off the news. That's basically what we're seeing right here. So we'll see if Bitcoin's able to hold. A lot of you guys may be looking for some type of day trades. This is not my type of day trading style because of how crazy this is. But the last few times shorts have tried to stop us, you can see right here, actually earlier today, early in the morning, shorts tried to drop us down again. Boom, we still managed to repel them. This is going to be difficult because now we have the news, but it's basically, let's watch this battle play out and see who wins. The thing that sucks as far as a streamer, you know, is basically you can see you can see that it's going to make the chart look kind of wonky here as we're waiting to see if Bitcoin can actually slow down this drop a little bit, consolidate a little bit more, then eventually have that breakout. If you want to be more optimistic, I would say I want to see Bitcoin break back out above 46,568. If we could do that, I think we'll be fine. Hold on 1 second here. I got a blanket on my lap, and Loki just sat down on the blanket to take all the blanket away from me. Last night when I was trading, my power went out because of a nasty storm we were having out here in the Pacific Northwest, and so I was struggling to hop on my phone and finish off the trades. If they were profitable, I just closed all the day trades. If they were not profitable, I put some stop losses on there and went to sleep because I was just not having it. My power going out was freaking me out. It's one of the worst things that happen while you're trading. And hey, Babyfish, sell the news. What do you call? It was a, what was the swing on this very fast? So we had a 0.25, then at the very top to the bottom we experienced just a few minutes ago, temporary bottom, we don't know if it's going to go down lower. 6%, almost 7% swing in just a matter of minutes. It's freaking wild. And now bulls are trying to come back. This is going to be hard for the bulls to come back from, guys, but if there was ever an opportunity, we know that the bulls this past, quarter, let's just call it quarter, they've been managing to do so. So let's see how this works out. I'm still not confident enough to take a short. I've been taking shorts every now and again on altcoins, but not Bitcoin. So I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines for this one, which should be just fine for me. And hey, Miss Tanker, basically the spot Bitcoin ETFs have been approved. We thought they might come out tomorrow. I'd heard they might come out Thursday, but they came out today, and these are the ones: the VanEck, the Bitwise, Fidelity, Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, ARK Invest, Grayscale, BlackRock, Wisdom Tree, and Invesco Galaxy. Looking very, very good here. And then, who the fuck is Matt Pat? Oh, Game Theory, okay. Aaron Rodgers probably said something controversial. Don Lemon probably said something controversial. I don't know. It's not, oh, there it is. It's on 15. So it'll probably get moved up more and more and more. 15 to, now it's still 15. We can go through the news here. Let me just zoom in on X very fast. So Bitcoin ETF approved. Darth Maul was waiting for this. It was, this rally is kind of crazy. ETF approved, pumped it, and now you see we're not pumping. We're kind of in this middle crash zone here. And there we go. Okay, let's read from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Today the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. So this is the official Gary Gensler lost. This is his basically I lost speech. He's very petty of a person. I actually was just talking about how petty he was with Babyfish a few minutes ago. But yeah, it is good to see that he had no choice, so he finally had to approve them. That is great. You can see right now Bitcoin is still trying to make a move back up here. Right now, if you guys are watching, you're looking for higher lows to work themselves out on the minute chart. This is going to be a very volatile next few hours. So regardless of which way you think the price action is going to take us, I want you guys just to make sure that you guys have some type of stop loss to not lose a whole bunch of money if it doesn't go anywhere, okay? Because this swing was just absolutely massive. And you can imagine some poor guy buying right here at the very top and it just can swing down in a heartbeat. They just got annihilated. Don't put yourself in that position, okay? Just don't do it. It's not going to work out in your favor. SEC came out and said they did not approve? Wait, what? SEC account was compromised? Oh my lord. This is probably the craziest thing ever. Okay, well, okay. We got notes here. Yes, okay. This is going to be crazy. So, I ended up losing money because of these fuckers. Okay, hold on a second here. I'm updating the title of the YouTube video very fast. Spot ETF approval was false. SEC hacked. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. There we go. Okay. High quality sources, easy to understand. Yes, neutral and biased language. Yeah. Let me just verify this to make sure I'm actually being an appropriate person. Gary. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Okay. Let's go back over here out of notes. So let's read exactly what he said. The SEC's government Twitter account was compromised. An authorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchanges traded projects. So what exactly happened here? Because now we're kind of in the same box we were just a few minutes ago. And if we're in that same box, that means Bitcoin should relatively try to stay in the same area. It's basically what happens to those people that got fucked over here, because now you're just seeing a very unnatural move in the Bitcoin's price action. Well, that kills off a good buzz here, guys. That kills off a really good buzz. Fake news, I know, right? You can see the boost when Bitcoin dropped. Oh, I bet. Let me see. And hey, damn crypto, hope you're doing well. Life's been okay, pretty busy, but besides that, doing okay. BlackRock did hack. If BlackRock did the hack, I would laugh so hard. Like, remember, nobody really likes the SEC here. Let's go over here to the SEC website. I wonder if they have an announcement on it yet. Focusing on Main Street. Oh, what a lie. They don't care about Main Street. They've had no new news since the 5th. When was that? Yeah, they haven't updated any news since Friday here, probably because of this big news here. So I'm wondering if we should see a boost from Bitcoin here. Let me see. What's the 1 minute chart? It looks like we want to pump, right? Looks like we want to get back up there. This could be kind of fun for a day trade. Do I have this on here? All right, we're taking a YOLO here, guys. We're just gonna take a YOLO opportunity. Oh, let's do $1,000 long with a 20x leverage play, and we'll kind of keep track of it. Let's have the stop loss be right down here on 45,000. No, excuse me, 44,773. And then, oh, gotta zoom out here to see everything. 44,730 something. That'll be fine. All right, so confirmed. All right, so what should be a price target here? I mean, I just kind of want to see it get back up to here to be a scalp play. 46,500. Is that okay? Let's aim for that one. Why isn't it like that? Oh, I just have to hit that button. Okay. 45,000. No, 46,500. All right, this is a complete YOLO play. I have some nice winnings from over the last few days, so I'll risk it for the biscuit. Let's hit confirm. Okay. We'll see. Right now the position is up around 59 bucks, 73 bucks, 73 bucks, 76 bucks. It's going okay. Basically we're just trying to hit right here. This is an easy out scalp play, just kind of following some basic momentum principles and hoping that we can make a quick buck. You know, I could use some more cigars at this point. I've been getting into that hobby and it's been costing a lot more than I thought it would. We'll see. It's still not like a given. It's a very... I'm playing off the volatility that even if we go down more in the next few hours, at least we might have a pop back up here to see what's going on. We'll have some fun here for sure. So we got Cyberpunked. Yeah, we got Cyberpunked here. So just as a reiteration, there was a post from the SEC account claiming that the Bitcoin spot ETFs have been approved. It went through on all social media channels very, very fast, like Livestream and stuff like that. Whale Watchers. I don't know what the fuck it is. And basically, Gary just came out and said, oh no, the SEC account was hacked, and it wasn't actually that. So I'm going to go back over here to trending Bitcoin ETF. This happens when you don't verify. Who's going to verify that breaking news happening that fast? Nobody's going to verify. The mood... let's see. Oh no, that's an older one. I was wondering why CNBC didn't talk about it, but let me go back over here to notifications. I wonder if they've had to. Gary Gensler says SEC's X account was hacked and it has not approved any Bitcoin ETFs. Now I'm almost wondering, what if the faked SEC account says Gary Gensler's account has been hacked? Do not listen to anything he says. Would that give Bitcoin a relatively nice boom, or what would happen because of that? I'd rather have that happen. Now it's just kind of a drama thing. You can see on my right-hand side of my screen now, it's basically saying SES 2024, that's technology, it's live apparently, hacked, SEC Twitter, Ecuador, because I'm looking to move to Ecuador, and then XRP ETF, because they had been talking about that as well. So yeah, a lot of news coming. That sucks that we didn't have it happen. But now what happens if we have it happen tomorrow? Because basically we saw this initial move, right? We saw the initial move was up, but I wonder once people realized it was hacked within a few minutes, boom, was that the big signal that, oh my gosh, this really didn't happen? So I'm wondering, I'm waiting to see what exactly is going on here, but we'll see. Let's see, that one trade we just did, it's up around $105, not too much. This is a scalp, let's be frank. It's really just a scalp play, but it's up $105, something like that. We'll see if it manages to pop up here, or if I, well, actually, let me do this very fast. Let me move my stop loss up to 46,000. 46,000? Am I being too cautious? I probably am, but I don't really like the way I see this here, so. Could it pump? That might be okay. All right. So now no matter what happens now, I'm making money, but I'd prefer if it actually just has that top. But the way that kind of move took off, I'm like, it doesn't. I don't like it as much. All right. But have to respect your priorities and how you trade. Let's see. You still made 30% profit off of it. That's perfect, my man. That is absolutely what you're looking to see right here. I'm not touching this thing either until the ETF crap is over or they hit the macro resistance. Too much silliness. Well, that's what I've been liking about Bitcoin. But before this, this kind of craziness that we've been seeing, relative to where we've been, guys, we're still at a good spot. Like if you zoom out on Bitcoin, we're still fine. Don't worry about that. However, when we've been talking about Bitcoin ever since this pop started, back over here, I was much more hesitant about I was much more enthusiastic about shorting these smaller move downs, because remember on the daily charts they'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a big move downward coming, and then we would have that big move down, but it would only last for like a day, and then all of a sudden, boom, we'd be right back up, chugging along. You see these nasty wicks over here, and that's what was going on. So I pretty much just said to myself, well, as long as we're in this larger uptrend and everybody has a speculation of when the spot Bitcoin ETF is going to be announced, why would I try to go against the trend here? I normally don't go against the trend, but when you see something like this, which is kind of so, like they were flashing sell signals like crazy. When you see that happen and it's just not working, I gave up on shorting for a while, and I'm like, hey, I'll make more money going long. And so I went long a whole bunch of times, and I was like, oh yeah, the 4-hour chart says buy here. Let me just show you guys, for those of you guys that are new, right? See these little choppiness? You can sell this. You can see the sell signal scream, then boom. So what happens? Pop. So if you short at the wrong time or you don't have a stop loss, you're just fucked. Now, no sell signal here because of how fast this popped up. No sell signal over here. That was just a volatile move within the uptrend. So nothing too crazy there. You had a sell signal here. Drop. It's a very short-term type of trading opportunity. Go back over here. Sell signal hit right over here, and then boom, we went down. Sell signal didn't happen until over here, and then it went down a little bit, but not a lot. You're really only looking for those short-term shorts. Sell signal started off right here, and then boom, we came back down. And of course, we had a sell signal at the very bottom, but that was such an inorganic move. Nobody's going to be trading something like that. And then boom, if you did short there, you got killed, right? It came back up, nasty. And now we're looking at bearish moves happening right here. We'll see how that plans out, but we may actually come back down here to like $43,000 or something like that, So the 5-minute chart or the 1-minute chart, we're in this weird consolidation period. This could be, remember I told you to get more bullish, we had to start breaking back above that 46,400 level or something up here, one of the two. Is it $5? No, it's a 1 minute chart. We had to start breaking above this level right here. Until that happens, it's a lot more risky. That's why I moved up my stop loss here, because really I would normally buy once we break out above that. But I'm giving it a chance. I'm giving it a chance right now, because I'm wondering, as the dust kind of settles, are we going to reach back to more of an equilibrium, or do we have to actually break down, consolidate, break out again before seeing a nicer move? Because all I'm getting on my phone is, like, you know, I subscribe to a bunch of exchanges and things like that. Let's see. There you go. Sorry, messaging my friend back. But or we're gonna have to, you know, wait for that breakout to happen again at a lower price range. I'm okay with whatever happens at this point. That's why let's go back to the 15-minute chart here. We technically haven't closed down below the order block yet, or this level of support. But man, all of a sudden that good little pop we had, it's come back down quite a bit here. Okay. And just like that, I think I'm only walking away with, I think, like $50 instead of walking away with $50 instead of walking away with a few $100. That's okay. That's okay. At least I realized it right here from this move down, and and moved the stop loss up. There you go. Yeah, I hate not making as much money as I would like to. It's on CNBC. Oh, let's go take a peek at this. Oh my God. This microphone is gonna kill me. Oh, it's a commercial right now for me. Probably I just missed it, or maybe this stream is lagging just a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll turn off the music temporarily. I'll move the microphone up a little bit, and if it does pop on, I'll just kind of show you guys a little bit of what they're talking about. But I gotta wait for them to be done with this, or I gotta wait for them to be done with commercials. There we go. Okay, but I got CNBC playing on the side right here. We'll see. Hopefully, I didn't mess up by putting that stop loss there, but we'll see here pretty soon. Let's go. Any more news coming out though? Nope, no more news. Okay. Hey, Hiram. Yes, so officially it is fake. Gary Gensler came out. Oh my God, I might have sold a little too early. Oh wait.
This holiday seating, according to a new report by Barclays.
Nope. Okay, they're talking about Barclays or something like that. I'm waiting to see if overtime, closing bell overtime. They just had a 15-second promo, went back to commercial. Fuck's sake. I might have fucking screwed myself, and you might have a pump here afterwards. Damn it. My instinct says to buy back in, but my head says don't do it. Ecuador is at war. What is it here? CNBC, shitty is, oh shit, it's crazy, very, very crazy. Ethereum is surging? Oh, that's nice. Well, Ethereum deserves to surge because of how shit it's been performing the last few weeks. So what's going on with Ethereum here? Why is Ethereum surging and Bitcoin not? Look at that. 1 minute chart. Oh, they've been trying to dump it too. Look at this. They have been trying to dump Ethereum, and Ethereum is basically just saying, fuck that. I wonder if we're going to try to cause a small short squeeze as far as Ethereum, because right now Bitcoin's down 2%, Ethereum's up 1%. It's still moving here. It's still chugging along quite well. A small buy signal on the 5 minute, but who wants to buy into that crapola right there? That's just volatility nobody wants to see. But if we kind of zoom out here on Ethereum on the daily, it's nice. Bonk is doing okay, I think, right now. How did Bonk take all this? Bonk just shrugged it off and was like, yeah, we'll be fine. Let's keep going, guys. It's that bro mentality is happening right here as far as Bonk's concerned. Let's see. Anything else actually up? Ethereum Classic is up a little bit. Sheeb is up a little bit. And that's about it on my personal watch list. Let's go over here to coinmarketcap.com. All right, let's kind of see what's up for the last hour. Optimism is up 7%. Lido DAO is up 6%. Arbitrum is up 5%. Bonk is up 3-4%. Celestia is up 3%. So we got a few here that are making some move. I would assume we also have a few that are just kind of, yeah. Actually, the ones that are down aren't really down a lot. That's kind of good news. Last 24 hours, Helium is up quite a bit. Bonk's up. Little Dow, Celestia. Clay's down 28%. That's not good. They're up 7% last 90 days, so they're teetering off here. Near Protocol's down a little bit. ORD. Near Protocol is getting pumped though. Near Protocol is getting pumped like crazy. I remember there's some guy on Twitter that I met in Seattle. He's pumping it up like crazy. If I just go through my home for you, I swear this guy's near pumping shit will pop up. The fuck? Oh, that's that Argentinian dude. Let's see if I can find him very fast. Yeah, this is how we feel right now. Oh, I don't know what the knife video is. I thought we were talking about cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. No, I can't find this thing anywhere. Oh, no, you know what? Today was the last straw. I actually unfollowed him today. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I unfollowed him. Like, Near Protocol has been getting pumped so much. It's been annoying to see it getting pumped so much. What's it here? Board meeting. It's on the CNBC website. Shiba isn't. Okay, CNBC. Let's go over here then. Well, isn't it crazy that we have this article? So they had this article ready to go. I feel like if I refresh this page, will this whole article disappear? You know? Like, let me copy this. Let me paste and go. Ah, they updated the same link. So now we have, from 1 minute, 4:20 Pacific time. Oh, it still says 4:20. Updated 1 minute ago. Oh, they just updated it here. Now we have both. All right, so we can go through this article very fast. The Securities and Exchange Commission said Tuesday afternoon that an announcement about Bitcoin ETFs on social media was incorrect. The SEC's @SECGov X Twitter account, it's X is the new name. Stop trying to play those games. Account has been compromised. The unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin's ETFs was not made by SEC or the SEC or its staff, the SEC and SEC spokesman told CNBC. The SEC is expected to make a decision on Bitcoin's ETF this week after opposing them for years. More than a dozen asset managers have filed applications to create such a fund, including many that filed updated regulations on Tuesday morning. The price of Bitcoin briefly spiked after the false social media post, but then quickly slid below $46,000. Can you imagine just being mad about Bitcoin getting to $46,000 on the downside? I'm okay with $46,000 Bitcoin. Then it goes on to say they've been climbing the last few months. But now we have both articles. So we have this one, and we have the new one, so we can actually see what they were talking about before. Oh, it's a good thing I actually sold right here. See, hindsight, when you look at these technicals and you're doing these day trades, it matters a lot. Good thing my head was still in charge and not my instinct. Maybe my instinct isn't so good. Oh, but let me go back over here. You guys are talking about... Wait a second. Oh, never mind. Is that it? No more news about it? Nope, just the article that we just saw. Wow. It's fast. It's crazy how fast everybody had everything ready to go and set up. And all of a sudden, boom, it all comes crashing back down. 1 hour chart here. Look at that. That just looks disgusting. We've been here before, though. You've seen a lot of altcoins kind of match that way. Remember when everybody said this was going to be the end of Bitcoin back over here for the cycle, and we were going to come down back to, like, 38,000, which was my support level back over here if we had crashed down. I learned from my mistakes, and I was like, you know what? Bitcoin's going to keep on going up until the SEC announces the spot Bitcoin ETF. And still nothing on CNBC. I'm trying to keep a little bit of a check on it. Not seeing anything crazy happen to it right now. Let's go over here to the one minute chart. Everything looks so boring before all this volatility. And what I'm going to do is actually get rid of this order block here because we don't really need it. We already broke down below it technically. And we'll just kind of watch to see. We have some sell signals here on the 1 minute chart. I'm not going to really trade off of those because of the volatility. But I think CNBC may have maybe a little bit more people talking about this in the next few minutes. And I have it right over here, ready to go. So when they start talking about it, the audio comes on. My desktop audio is already hooked up the way it needs to be, and then from there, should be okay. Wait, what? This is 2 minutes ago. Oh, okay. He updated it. You should not have that be the headline, because I looked right back onto my phone to see what the fuck is this guy talking about, because he just put a new post that came on my phone and it was like, breaking, SEC approves all spot Bitcoin ETFs, and then he has this little update here. Don't be pulling that bullshit. I was like, is it going to update again or not? And hey, Redbag, about what should you do about ICP? What you're seeing a lot of is a lot of the crypto tokens that had pumped up a lot. They're kind of bleeding out quite a bit here. It depends on what your plan was, right? So when you took the trade, you probably had a plan of when you were going to hold it down to. That is normally called a stop loss. So it's the amount of money you're willing to lose on any specific trade before you throw your hands up and you're like, you know what, I lost, but I still have money in my account, so I can still, trade another day. So it's really, what's that level for you and how long do you want to hold a position for? Over the last few days, I've been preaching much more about 1 to 2 day holds. And if the stop loss hits, you lose some money and you're fine. Like a few minutes ago, I made a trade. I literally just like bought down here somewhere. And did I buy over here? I think I bought over here. And I was hoping it might come up to here to 4,500. I saw this little bit of a warning sign, which I consider to be a warning sign. And so I sold right up here. And then I waited a few minutes and I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And all of a sudden, boom, it came back down. It hit my stop loss that I had moved up. And so I was like, you know what? I only made a few bucks. It wasn't the few $100 I wanted to make, but at least I walked away with something. You could sell right now if you're not comfortable holding it, but it's really up to you. What do you want to do here? Whenever you make a trade, it's best to have some type of plan so you know exactly what that stop loss is, exactly what that price target is, and you're not going to be not surprised, but you're not going to be unhappy, or how do I even say this? You're going to be okay with whatever result happens, but you're not going to be, you know how much you're going to lose, you know how much you can make, and you're not going to go outside those norms usually. Sometimes you can move stop losses up or down in some circumstances, but you saw me move my stop loss up from all the way down here to all the way up here once I just had that one little weird minute. So I was like, I don't like that. And I just gave up on it real fast. Or I just moved the stop loss up to make sure, like, if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, maybe I still have a chance, but you know what I mean. And then Martin, happy to see you back again from the Netherlands. This is funny as fuck. Top is in. If we have a top for this cycle, or not for this cycle, but for this next quarter or something, I'll be so sad. It's been so nice to see everybody so excited for Bitcoin and everybody getting hyped up for it again. Right now, we're just watching Bitcoin try to consolidate. We really don't want to see Bitcoin break down and make a new low for today. That would be brutal for everybody holding right now. It would only get from bad to worse, all because the SEC's account got hacked. So if you guys didn't know and you guys are coming in here now, basically what happened is, I can give you a timeline based off of these posts. 42 minutes ago, Watcher Guru came out after the SEC came out and said, hey, well, let me see. No, that's not it. Yeah, there it is. The SEC Twitter account said, today the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. Okay. So they posted that, and their account was hacked, so that wasn't really them. Then Gary Gensler came out a few minutes later saying the account was compromised and they have not approved any spot Bitcoin ETFs, so all of this right here is fake. And then basically 5 minutes ago, we have another update saying, Gary Gensler, his account says nope, didn't happen. So now there's just a bunch of chaos happening. Let me go over here to trending. Rabel, number 5 now. It's not even Bitcoin ETF. It's the SEC. Leaked images of the SEC account hacker. But yeah, So basically, a whole bunch of drama happening right now just because of the SEC getting hacked. You gotta who's that poor guy that allowed the account to get taken over? My God, definitely just a definitely pretty interesting to watch. And right now, Bitcoin's just trying to hold on and not have a complete breakdown moment. So now, you know, is there really going to be an announcement tomorrow? Because can you imagine if they have another announcement tomorrow? Are people going to believe it or not? Because it's all, you know, everything's being questioned now. So CNBC is not talking about anything important. It's talking about cyber threats, just disgusting stuff. Well, not disgusting, but like boring stuff, like really boring stuff. But yeah, now everything's going to be in question. So now we're going to have to not rely on Twitter tomorrow, which I guess, you know, or X. Now you're going to have to go over to the SEC's website and just hit refresh on the newsroom until you get the information. And right now, the last time they updated us on about anything is January 5th of 2024. SEC appoints Stacey Bowers. I just don't care who she is, but basically, we're looking for news. We're looking for news, and there's been no news since Friday. Oh boy, this is gonna be an interesting one. Just by the way, Bitcoin's down 3%. It's at 45,500. It's not the end of the world here, but ADA is down 6.5%. Dogecoin is down 4%. AMP is down 7%. Ape token is down 8%. Arbitrum is down 5%. AVAX is down 6%. You know. You might have some other ones like that are maybe doing okay, but let me go over here. I can show you how much my Fairdesk account is losing for some of those longer term portfolios. And there we go. You guys can barely see it. Oh, you guys can't see it, actually. Sorry. Well, I'm basically down $615 on this account right now. All those dollar cost averages, they're getting hit. There's a few that are actually positive, surprisingly, through all this. But all these are 2x leverage plays, and I guess they would be up if I still had the ones from October, but let's just be frank, I messed up, or Loki messed up with me, and actually hit that close all position. And so I had to reset. So I'm going to still be dollar cost averaging into all of these, though. So get ready for that. No matter how far Bitcoin goes, it's going to be dollar cost averaging. Market manipulation. That's going to be a reason for denial. We'll see. The good thing about the court system so far when it comes to hedge funds and those guys going to bat for the ETFs and whatnot, the SEC has had a really bad track record of taking these types of issues to court. They can't really prove anything because the law isn't on their side, and they're trying to make up these random laws, which a judge would be like, what the fuck are you doing here? There's no law that says you can't approve a Bitcoin spot ETF. It says you have to. They're not breaking any rules. You got to do it. And then, you know, of course, then SEC, you know, the SEC throws a fit and things like that. Here we go.
Live from the NASDAQ market site, I'm Melissa Lee. Here tonight, Carter Worth, Karen Feinerman, Dan Nathan, and Bono and Ison. In just the last hour, a roller coaster of news for the Bitcoin markets. The SEC appearing to send a tweet just after the market close that said it had granted approval for Bitcoin ETFs to list on all registered national securities exchanges. The agency's official X account quoting Chair Gary Gensler saying today's approval enhances market transparency and provides investors with efficient access to digital asset investments within a regulated framework. Yep. But minutes later, Gensler himself tweeted that the post was sent prematurely, saying, quote, the SEC Gov Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded products. Let's get straight to Kate Rooney, who's got the very latest on this developing story. Kate.
Hey, Melissa. So we did get that tweet, that X post by the SEC official account, an SEC spokesperson later emailing saying, attributable to a spokesperson, they say the SEC's account had been compromised. The unauthorized tweet regarding Bitcoin ETFs was not made by the SEC or its staff. You mentioned Gary Gensler. I also just spoke to one of the issuers with a application out there. They said that they were in a bit of a panic mode. They said they had not gotten any word from the SEC. There was some confusion around that. It had also affected Bitcoin prices. You saw the price of Bitcoin slump and then later spike. So there is risk of potential market manipulation here. What that, what the reasoning behind that tweet was and whoever did this. The other theory that I've been talking to a couple other sources who are saying that this could have, it's also being interpreted as a potential mistake. They're saying, was this a tweet that was drafted and then sent too early, which we've seen before on earnings? No word yet on exactly how this happened, how this apparent
I didn't think about that.
Unauthorized tweet happened, but absolutely affecting prices. And this has been this highly anticipated piece of news the market has been waiting for, expecting at some point this week. So the timing is quite suspicious, Melissa, but big market impacts here.
Yep. Kate, thanks.
Okay, so what if it wasn't,
though?
Find out.
Let's
get
Eamon Javers, meantime, with more on the SEC hack, Eamon. Interesting, the SEC's got a problem on its hand in terms of the use of Twitter for market manipulation. This time, the target is its own account.
Yeah, they sure do, Melissa. And this is not new. We've seen this with Twitter accounts going back to 2020. There was an incident involving a number of high-profile people's accounts being hacked. That also was related to a cryptocurrency issue. So this happens around this crypto theme from time to time. In this case, though, I think the key word to look at in the SEC's statement to us is
someone
the word
losing
compromise.
The job. Hey, it might be
Kate
that. I
was
didn't
just
think about that at
discussing
all.
whether or not this was sort of like a fat finger error on the part of somebody in the SEC comms department who tweeted out something by accident that had been drafted before. That's certainly a possibility, but the SEC
was scheduled for tomorrow, and they put it out today
in their
by accident.
statement, which does indicate that they believe that somebody in an unauthorized way took over that X or Twitter account, however we're calling it these days. I think that's something to watch for, and because that has happened before, we can kind of trace where those come from.
Hey, Sean, it did sound very official,
speaking,
yes, but I mean, as a spammer,
they would social engineering. A lot of times it's just a phishing attack where somebody gets the login credentials, or a straight up bribery attempt of somebody who does have the login credentials for a high profile account. And you can imagine that there are people who fit that description inside the SEC. But
the guy
also
talking right now, though, he does
Twitter
not like cryptocurrency
X,
at all. He always has a
Elon
nasty
Musk's management,
tinge about it when he talks
you've
about
got to imagine that there are quite a number of disgruntled former X employees or Twitter employees out there who would be susceptible to any kind of reach out like that. So there's a lot of possibilities
now he's
here,
making it
but
about
I focus on that word
Elon Musk
compromise
is involved.
as an indication of what the SEC is thinking, at least initially, about how this happened, Melissa.
So there are a lot of potential sources of the hack at this point, Eamon, and I think that what's interesting, too, is that this happens before an election year. So not only can companies be manipulated, but political news can be manipulated, and that can also move the markets, particularly in a hotly contested election year. And that's the bridge we're going to have to cross very soon, and this sort of just amplifies that issue.
It's a really important point, Melissa. Everyone I have talked to who is an expert in this space thinks that 2024 is going to be a massive year for disinformation because it's a political election year. We're going to see a lot of stuff happening on social media.
I just care about
elsewhere.
Bitcoin. I don't care about the election.
Boom makes that potentially
Bitcoin might be trying to turn it around to you on the 1 minute chart. A small move, but if we make higher lows from here, it could be a really good thing.
Participating in the U.S. election and trying to move results, move popular opinion through hacking and influence campaigns. So not just the Russians like we saw in 2016 with their influence campaign, but also potentially the Chinese, potentially some Middle Eastern entities, potentially the Iranians, all participating in this election.
You would be, why they're talking about this election stuff, it's not important. Yeah, I'm not usually the strongest believer of CNBC and Fox Business and Bloomberg. I do enjoy the panels, but as far as the news they report, there's always a twinge to it. Somehow went from spot Bitcoin ETF to Twitter is very bad, Twitter is very dangerous because of misinformation, and they just switched it in a heartbeat. When that's not what anybody cares about that's watching them right now. Yeah, see, they're still not even talking about the Bitcoin stuff. They're still talking about it. I'm only pushing mute because what they're talking about is basically useless, and it's not talking about cryptocurrency. And when they go back to it with that little panel they had over there, then I'll put on the sound because I don't want to get in trouble from YouTube and stuff like that for playing CNBC products and things like that. So, you know, I'm just playing it safe here. Here we go.
Which have to disclose their cyber incidents in a more timely fashion. Let's see if the SEC follows those same rules itself and discloses all the details around this in a timely fashion.
Eamon, thank you. Keep us posted on any developments that you find out. Eamon Javers in Washington for us. This is just a fascinating story. I mean, when Karen and I were in the green room getting ready for the show, we were sort of looking at the approval, thinking that it was a real approval. And we were watching, you have sort of a playbook for when the approval actually happens, because we saw the markets move on the back of it until, of course, we found out that it was a hack.
I know, that was your observation, which is an excellent one, because it wouldn't be shocking to any of us to see this be a real piece of news.
We were expecting it.
In not very, you know, in the next few days, that wouldn't be surprising. So I don't know where the term prematurely came from, but he seems to, there was no decision. So it's not like there.
Very fast. I just got a thing from Twitter. Securities lawyers say the SEC will have to investigate itself for market manipulation following the hacked Bitcoin ETF approval post. Fox Business reports.
One is more real. Looks more real, but I mean, we see it from time to time. It's just interesting to see. All right, were you surprised by anything that traded?
Yeah, but I think the biggest issue is if you think it's market manipulation, if you told me that this tweet was going to come out and what Bitcoin would do one way or another, I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it was going to rally or sell off. So really, you got to come back to whether it was a compromised situation, the way Eamon laid out, or whether it was a hack. And if it's a hack, it's a serious problem, right? Compromise is more of a one-off situation. You got to broaden it out a little bit, right? So if we're talking about this election year, Eamon just told us how many different nation states want to push misinformation to kind of push their own agendas. And I think the biggest takeaway to me, and I've been saying this now for, I think, a year and a half or so, is that, you know, Twitter went from being this town square, right, this crowdsourced kind of town square sort of situation, to a single point of failure for so many different organizations who will rely on this to now be their mouthpiece to whatever their constituencies are. And there's, again, then throw in all this stuff with fakes and, you know, the pulling back from, you know, safety and protocols that are existing on this platform and the like, and we know that they've scaled back this group. So if you are an organization, whether you're political, whether you're a corporation, whether you're anything, and you are relying on this to talk to your stakeholders or for branding or anything like that, you're doing it wrong right now, because we've had 16, we've had 2020, we've had 2022, we've had all these situations over the last few years. And so to me, I just think it's funny that we're still talking about this, because it's the same thing we're talking about 8 years after we had an election that was co-opted.
Wait, sorry, I just, is it, we don't know if the compromise is from
You're right, real
Twitter
transport people
or from
will
the
always
SEC. It sounds like the SEC, right, and not Twitter, where they can compromise their PR account.
But people have become accustomed to hearing official, you know, notices through this sort of thing, and they're giving validation to that.
Yeah, I think we can debate whether or not companies should or shouldn't, but I think we need to take into account the fact that they do.
There you go.
The impact that social media has in terms of dissemination of information across the board, not necessarily just Twitter. So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think now that it's been taken private, clearly we have less insight into what the goings-on are at that particular company. But this, to Karen's point, this sounds like this was a failure in terms of the credentials on the SEC's point. And I think that should raise as much concern. That is our overarching governing body. And the fact that we're getting information that we've essentially been waiting for the better part of a few months in terms of the release of this, and we've been teasing up to this point, I think is equally concerning. So I do think clearly, you know, the things that have gone on at Twitter make it easy for us to attack there. I just do think that we should be holistic in how we look at this situation.
I mean, for what we know, price action.
And if you guys haven't already, please like, subscribe, share this video if you guys haven't, and of course hit the little emojis in the bottom right hand side. I'm trying to see if those actually do anything, and you can spam the chat if you want to, but I need to figure out a way to keep my chat room going, because I feel like most of you guys are here to watch and not talk, which is fine.
Right.
But like,
so what we saw move, I mean, if we were going to use this as sort of the playbook, we got the playbook for a Bitcoin ETF approval.
Correct.
For a window of 5 minutes. But in that 5 minutes, what do we see? We saw Bitcoin move down a little bit.
3% up.
Yeah.
Coinbase down a little bit, 1.5%. Certainly not the huge moves. We were going through all the different things we thought would move, and they weren't moving as much as you would think.
Yeah, although it did have a little bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news strategy, right? Like there's been so much excitement about this, and obviously Bitcoin has moved so much
went up
that
when the news went out. Okay, this is something that I don't know why they're saying this. Coinbase went up. Then, like everything else, when the hack was revealed, it all came crumbling down. Okay, whatever they're pushing right now is kind of a bunch of bullshit, because it did go up. Don't, like, you know, it went up, okay? You can see it right there on the charts. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. We'll go back to Bitcoin now. But I hate when they just throw shit out like that. Like they saw what it looked like on the charts. Or they said they saw, but apparently they didn't. Let me do this very fast. Get out of here. Those are shirts that I like to wear. What the fuck is this? Okay, I'm refreshing this page here. Okay, we're back to business.
It can affect the market, affect the political landscape, or handled properly.
For the companies that you're invested in, do they use Twitter as a way of disseminating market-moving information?
Constantly. Okay, so they announce earnings, they announce material hires, they announce all kinds of material things on Twitter. So that's really a place of record.
They do it as an insult.
And so if you're an M&A, which was the ultimate market-moving thing, you have to be locked down. So what does that mean? And I think it's probably even taken more seriously now than it did when Elon Musk was tweeting out, I'm going private at $4.20 a share. And, and now more seriously everyone takes it, the more important it is for us to safeguard it.
Does this make you rethink? I mean, if Twitter was the point of failure, does this make you rethink, as somebody who's an investor in a lot of these companies, this is not a good way. We got to think of something else.
Or we have to increase the accountability. So if this is this a safe and trusted place where you can disseminate information, where you can manage your profile, and is this the way you're going to talk to your parties and interests, your customers, your investors, your stakeholders, or does there have to be a better way that people will move off to a Discord or move off to another channel where they feel like that's a more safe, secure place?
So Rick, I don't know if you remember this, but we met on the set of Fast Money in November of 2013. It was the week that Twitter went public. Okay? And you came on. I guess the question was, what is the next what is the next internet stock? Your hair was a little darker. The next what was the next internet stock to go public? Okay, that was what we were talking about. It was on the set downstairs. All right, when you think about this, let's bookend this to where we are right now, okay? Because Twitter would be well below its IPO price from November of 2013 right now. As an early stage investor, what do you see in the consumer space? What do you see in the social media space? Because the only company that's really been successful, I think, the last 10 years has been TikTok, and TikTok has all the same concerns that we're talking about right now as it relates to
misinformation,
and all that sort of stuff,
and maybe even more. So they're now asking for things like, what's your unlock for your phone? And so there's many more backdoors in TikTok than anywhere else. The problem has been that the consumer experience hasn't evolved, right? So the things that you look at what your kids use for social media apps, it's still Snap, it's still Instagram, it's still all those communication and messaging, that it's all on the old framework. You need Discord has been the big winner and the big emergent power in social, but probably doesn't have the consumer scale or the name or brand recognition that some of the older players have. But hopefully this is what's the next version? Oh, the next version is more secure. The next version is more trusted. The next version is how companies talk to investors in a safe and secure way. So a lot of these crises create opportunity for the emergent companies.
Who do you think would benefit? I mean, if people looked at Twitter and said, because of this, we understand now that Twitter may not be as secure as we believe, what is the alternative?
I don't think it's Threads. I mean, that's some people would say it's Threads. I think Threads is kind of DOA. I think you're going to move to, hey, could you have a Discord server? And that Discord server would have a lot more security around who joins the server, who's the administrator of the server, who's in and around it. And that has a whole bunch of different ways that people use Discord servers for commerce, for communication, for secure and private access, that companies could turn and say, I need to have a better one-on-one relationship with my stakeholders, with my investors, especially as I'm announcing material non-public information.
Discord is awesome, but
so how do I do this, and will someone work with me to create that safe and secure place? And I think that's probably a big opportunity. So if anyone out there is doing that, I'd love to hear
topics within it.
You're looking for a new investment. Before we go off to talk about tech in general and investments, I'm just curious. You're part of the tech community, and so when you take a look at these things happening as we enter an election cycle, where the possibility of these types of events happening more and more to potentially even more detriment. I mean, this was sort of a minor incident in that the damage was contained, it was caught quickly, and it was denied that it was a real tweet. There can be another circumstance where we don't know that it's fake. It happens longer, and the effect is much deeper and longer lasting in many ways. And so who should be responsible? And I ask that sort of in a general societal sort of point of view, because the government would probably want to say, we want to be responsible. The tech community probably wants to say, no, we can be responsible. And yet what what have we here?
I don't think either of them could be as responsible because the quality of generative AI is increasing so quickly that the quality of these deepfakes are so real, they're so good, and they can be created very easily and distributed very quickly. So I don't think anyone could have enough fingers to put in the dam to make this happen. I think the government moves too slow. The government hasn't set out regulations to do that. And I think the individual platforms, as hard as they try, are still susceptible. So there probably needs to be rules of the road, and I think with political ramifications or financial ramifications, someone needs to do something.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, Rick. Great to have you with us.
He didn't attack you, though, which was surprising.
Thanks for playing along with us.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to cancel that out very fast, and I want to break down some things very fast. Funny enough, I was looking at stuff, and I told you guys about Ecuador and me thinking about going there for vacation and then seeing if I like it. It looks like it may be Nicaragua or Panama because fucking Ecuador is on fucking fire right now. Like, military taking positions on the streets of Ecuador. Gang members have launched an invasion of a campus. Like, absolute chaos. So yeah, military's gone crazy. Look at this. Cartel members have surrendered to police and some hostages have been rescued in Ecuador. So yeah, so it's gonna be wild. They stormed the TV station Ecuador and take hostages. Oh, whoa. So yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. But yeah, Ecuador is now officially off my list. I was hoping I could, relax a little bit down there and see, just to get a vacation to see if I would like it, because I haven't been down there in freaking ages. Ecuador is off the list. Now we're looking at more of Nicaragua, or I guess more realistically, Panama. Although Panama, it's not my favorite country that I like to go to. But I think Panama would be a good one. If you're looking for the safest one, Nicaragua, I'd go there on vacation just because they have some great cigars, I hear. Let's see. Hi, Mike. I'm about 10 minutes behind your live stream. In this video you published an hour ago before false SEC post still. You think it's relevant, or does this change your thoughts on all this, on alts? Oh, yeah. It changes a lot of stuff right now because basically all the technicals got, like, slammed. And long story short, a couple things. The SEC's Twitter account posted that all the ETFs had been approved, or a specific amount of them had been approved. Gary Gensler came out and said that is false. We don't know if the account was hacked or if the account posted too early, because the timing that they posted it, it sounds like it was like it was posted too early. So somebody probably had their schedule, I should post this at so and so, and they probably just they just did what they thought they were supposed to do. So one of those things happened. But basically, Bitcoin had a pop as the initial reaction. Once the news came out that it was wrong information, we saw Bitcoin dumping into kind of the aftermath on the left-hand side of the chart here. Now, because of that, altcoins and Bitcoin itself have all gotten slammed back down another leg. And so now what you have to do if you're wanting to get into altcoins is you're basically just looking for those hourly charts and the 4-hour charts, to be frank right now, to really start getting back into that bullish territory for you to feel more excited about getting into them. At this point, day trading is going to be optimal. Swing trading is kind of all over the place because now if we have another announcement from the SEC, like, are we going to believe it? Does the SEC have to come out to the podium and say, hey, today we are approving these spot Bitcoin ETFs, and we have to witness it with our own eyes? Because now we don't exactly know what happened. We just listened to part of that CNBC video where they were going after a little bit of the SEC, really going after Twitter and or X for whatever reason. And they're just trying to figure out what happened, but they're trying to push all the blame onto the X platform, which is really stupid. But yeah, it's just, we're in this weird spot now where I'm like, I'm not entirely sure. Now I kind of want to wait for the dust to settle. But by the time the dust settles, we could actually have an announcement saying, hey, here's the Bitcoin spot ETF again. So let's take a look at the daily chart. Look at that nasty move. We were way up here on $48,000. And then you see over here to Dogecoin, right? Let's go to like a 1-hour chart. Dogecoin's holding on quite well. Dogecoin's better at holding on than most. ADA trying to come back up here. The 1 hours on a lot of these charts are actually looking fairly bullish, or they're about to turn bullish. So it might actually be an opportunity. AMP close. Ape getting there. But you know what? I mean, here's Arbitrum. This is popping up for whatever reason. Probably because Ethereum is pumping up. AVEX. Yeah, you're still seeing altcoins not there yet, but they're getting close to having those bullish moves. They're up against some type of moving averages right now, which means they might go higher. Let's see. I know we haven't really gone down through some of these charts. Bonk is breaking out right now. Chili's, Comp. You're seeing altcoins gain some ground here. I wonder if Bitcoin's losing some dominance over all this, but I'm still expecting Bitcoin to have a move higher, I hope. If we start breaking down below 44,755, then we're kind of in this weird spot where we're kind of all the way back down here at $44,000 again, which would not be a fun thing to be a part of. Yeah. A little bit of a rough shape here, but we made a new low. It's not looking the best. Altcoins might be okay, but you got to have those stop losses, because right now we're like, if Bitcoin decides to start shutting down even more, will those altcoins keep on going up? Because right now Bitcoin's just kind of going sideways. Or over the last hour it has, at least. There you go. Pepe is up 10% last hour. Ooh, that's nice to see. Try Costa Rica. Oh, Costa Rica is good. I might actually have to try Costa Rica. But Costa Rica isn't by Ecuador. It's by Panama and Nicaragua and Panama, I believe. Yeah, Costa Rica. Is that what you're just talking about here? Yeah, Costa Rica. Yeah, so Nicaragua and Panama. So that might actually be a good one. I've been over here before, and they have some really nice houses, but I feel like they're out of my price range. Because you got to pay in cash. There's like no financing and stuff that I've seen over there. But I'm probably not gonna buy a house. I'm probably just gonna rent a house for like $1,000, $2,000, and be happy. But somewhere down here, I think it'd be fine. But apparently Ecuador is, yeah, something's going on over here. And I have a friend over there. I'm gonna ask him what the fuck is going on, because he goes to college, so I'm hoping he's okay. Costa Rica is way more chill than Panama and Nicaragua. That's how I felt when I've been down there, but I haven't been to any of the cities. They kind of have these little like communities on the by the ocean, and I've liked the vibes over there, but I have yet to really like be in the city for longer than just, airport stuff. You just drive out. I haven't walked through any towns, or I haven't walked through any strict cities or any of that. I've never even stayed in this area besides maybe a hotel. Then the car will take you over here. It takes a while, but the car will take you, and then once you're there for like a couple weeks, you're like, it's relaxing, peaceful. Coming to Pakistan, you can have the finest hash. Hash does sound pretty good. I haven't had that for ages. My sister's a big fan of it. Try the Dominican Republic, Mike. What do you call it? I don't even think I've ever been to the Dominican Republic. I know they make cigars. I think I want to go here for an all-inclusive resort, because I've heard they had a few of them. As long as I'm not living next to Haiti, I think I might be okay. But I've never been there, so I don't know too much about it. SEC. Have an update here. Wait, so BitBoy goes to the SEC in the same day they get hacked? Oh, geez. Scams, hack investors. Let's see. Wait, so they got their account back? The SEC government X account was compromised and unauthorized post was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing of... Okay, so they got their account back. That was fast. And you can actually see right here, Anon, you got your account hacked and back that quick. Takes us a fucking weeks. I call bullshit. Something stinks here. So yeah, it does seem kind of weird. You can even see raw alerts, that crazy move that we just saw here. Everybody's just calling for more everybody's just calling a bunch of everybody's just calling for a level of transparency, excuse me, or they're just making fun of them. Careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. This you. Apparently it's not. Oh my gosh, yeah. So they got their account back about it like almost an hour ago. Whoa! So they've had this bag really, really quickly. wow, that really is a surprise there. So careful with it, guys. I'm not really, like, you got to wait for something else to come out here as far as this news, but it just doesn't seem to be a good day for anybody here. Because we got Bitcoin ETF trading at number 8. Excuse me, the SEC trading at number 4. Ray Epps at 13. I don't know what the fuck Ray Epps is doing. SEC at X 18. So yeah, there's a lot of drama around this. A short story. Careful, we don't internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. The SEC account was compromised. Wow, I mean, this is a short story right here. Just damn, wow. It'll be interesting to see how all this pans out, though. All right. So, what do you call? Hey, Georgette, hope you're doing well. Anyone else believe the SEC is a good guy? I mean, no, not really. I mean, when you think of the SEC, you think of Gary Gensler. I don't think of Gary Gensler as a good faith actor here. I just really don't. So, well, we'll leave it at that. But I'm going to go take Loki out to use the bathroom. I'll be streaming a little bit later on tonight. I need to go get myself something to drink. I ran down the stairs so fast because I thought that the Bitcoin ETFs had been approved when they really hadn't. So what I'll be doing is I'll be back on later tonight. We'll be going over some of the aftermath. Maybe we have more news by then and we'll be able to kind of hear what's going on. But yeah, as of now, most of your trades are kind of going to be in these really weird spots. If you guys got stopped out because of this news, there's nobody's going to like help you or pay for anything like that. It's just like a horrible event. So I'm hoping you guys are okay with it. If you guys got shorted, if you guys were shorting, you guys are probably a little bit happy, but you probably hit a stop loss before the shorting actually started. So it's kind of just a wild ride. Protect your portfolios. Don't hop into too much risk here. Just play it safe as you guys are willing. And remember, you guys don't have to buy if you guys don't want to. You guys can go on YouTube and watch a funny YouTube video. You can go learn about something. You can go on Twitter and learn more about all this. But at this point, we need to hear about what from the SEC exactly what happened, because sure, their account might have gotten hacked, but not many people have much faith in the SEC because of the bad faith actor they have become in the world of cryptocurrency. So we need to know: did they get hacked, or was their account compromised by another SEC employee who found that information and like did that, or was it just a simple mistake of that same tweet was supposed to come out tomorrow or Friday or Thursday or whatever, and it really came out today? And that's what we need to have an understanding on. Once we get that information, it'll be much easier to kind of figure out where we go next. But because of this, I don't know if we're getting an announcement this week. Are we? Are we not? I'm not entirely sure. They may say, well, this just proves that we can't use cryptocurrencies or some stupid shit like that. And I just want you guys to be prepared. This really does change up a lot of stuff, okay? So, everybody have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Can, Richard, Elvis. That makes sure it's Elvis. Kitten Cat, Christopher. Everybody, I really do appreciate it. It's just going to be one of those days where we're in a lot of pain. And we're just going to deal with this step in a very,